thank you, Member Jayapal, for having us here today. My name is Kevin Fee. I am a Chicagoan. I'm a father of four, and I am the legal director at the ACLU of Illinois. And I want to thank you for holding this shadow hearing today. It strikes me that it's called a shadow hearing. What it's really doing is bringing sunlight, and I think we all know that sunlight is the best disinfectant now and always will be. But especially so now, when the entire notion of a shared truth is under attack. It's important when we have an administration whose abusive policies are based on a series of falsehoods that are so brazen that sometimes they go unchallenged. And they go unchallenged for so long that they get forgotten. And there's a real danger in that. There's this pattern I've observed in public rollout of a new abusive Trump administration policy. A member of the press will repeat some outrageous falsehood that justified the policy. Right. And then they'll say, moving beyond the bluster, let's talk about the broader context. Let's pause a beat there. Let's not move beyond the bluster, and let's not call it bluster, because it's more than that. Let's call it what it is, which is a falsehood. And when it's a falsehood that forms the basis of an entire change in administration policy, it's important to call it that. And it's important to talk about it, to pause on it, and to keep talking about it. And so I thank the members for having this hearing for that reason today. I think what's happening here in Chicago is a great example. All of us here at this table have the surreal experience of going about our business every day, walking our dogs, maybe picking up our kids from school, coaching Little League in a city that the administration tells us is on the verge of an open rebellion. Look around you. It's not. I mean, walk outside. It's outrageously false. And yet that is the justification for bringing troops to the streets of an American city. And what's happening with the ICE operations is another great example. We get understandably wrapped up in the horrors of the daily abuses, but pause for a moment. Why are we doing this again? Does anyone even remember? I recall hearing about a supposed migrant crime wave. Well, that doesn't exist. Study after study shows that immigrants commit crimes in smaller numbers than U.S. citizens and native-born Americans. I recall hearing about removing the worst of the worst, but the fact is the vast majority of people that they're detaining do not have criminal records and are ordinary working people. And I recall hearing about the need for people to follow the law. Well, they're arresting people when they show up to courthouses. People trying to take part in our legal process, take part in asylum proceedings that are sometimes dismissed for the very purpose of these people being detained. So why are we doing this again? And I have to say, one very grounding thing about being a litigator in these times is that we get to appear in courtrooms. And courtrooms are places where the why matters, and they're places where you can't just move past the bluster. If you say something, you have to put forth your proof. You have to put forward evidence to prove that it's true. And time after time, federal judges in this city and across the country are lining up the actual facts of what's going on in the ground and examining the claims of the Trump administration against those facts and finding those claims wanting. It's a common thread that runs through the opinions that have come out of federal courtrooms in Chicago these past few weeks. You can say there's a rebellion or a danger of rebellion and that it's impeding law enforcement, but there are videos and witnesses, and when they are lined up, and the court looks at them, but they determine that those claims are just not true. Likewise, you can say that clergy and protesters and members of the press who are out there, bravely exercising their First Amendment rights are a violent mob that need to be controlled by near lethal munitions. But then you have to, in court, look at the video of Reverend Black being shot in the face with a pepper ball while he's peacefully praying and ministering to the people. It doesn't line up. So the truth is out there for those who care to look. Courts across the country have been looking at them and weighing them and finding the Trump administration's claims wanting.
Mr. Fee, if you could just wrap up.
And I thank the members for shining a light on the stories of these brave people here today and for bringing sunshine to this process. Thank you.